Bingo, we're live.
Okay.
Awesome.
Welcome everybody. Anybody who joins us now or later. I'm Andres. This is an 8 Path. We're doing trauma-informed yoga. And before we started playing the video, Ben here was talking about auras and stuff like that, and I was talking about sound. And I just want to finish that thought. There's a... Actually, before that, there's one thing I want to say. Are you guys aware that we only have maybe, I think, 2 more sessions?
Really?
Yeah.
That's it?
Everybody's at like number 10, 11 out of 12 sessions.
Wow.
Yeah. So for anybody watching these videos, we will have 1 or 2 more. And because of that, I'm thinking of maybe this yoga session and the next one, I'm going to be a little bit repetitive and I'm going to bring back some of the stuff that we've done before, because my intention is that you can take some like really simple practices that you can do by yourselves later. And yeah, I was talking about branches of yoga. And I said this way at the beginning, most people think about yoga, they think about asana, physical postures, and that's just, the tip of the iceberg. Really the main 3 branches are the branch of devotion, bhakti yoga, the branch of knowledge of who you really are, jnana yoga, and karma yoga, the yoga of aware action. What are those?
Those are humans listening and watching live. In fact, we have somebody that just said that they're getting their mat ready right now.
Fantastic.
Yeah, so we have some people following along at home.
That is very cool. Okay, so I was saying the 3 branches are the yoga of true knowledge of who you are, the yoga of right action, the yoga of devotion, right? Asana is just a support to that, and there's a bunch of, side branches that are all lead to the same place through different means. There's Raja Yoga, which means king. It's the king of yoga because it's meditation. Really, that's what Raja Yoga is. The idea that if you learn to keep your awareness still, because anybody's awareness is like, I'm feeling my breath, I'm thinking about McDonald's, feeling my breath, I'm feeling my breath, But you do get better and better, and the more time you're able to keep your awareness in one spot, really big, profound changes start to happen in the quality of your awareness. So that's Raja Yoga. And I was talking about Nada Yoga. Nada Yoga is the yoga of inner sound. And that's a whole branch. There's yogis that devote their whole life, their whole path of yoga, pretty much only to exploring the sound. They're often musicians who do like sound healing and that kind of stuff. We did the Om ones, right?
Mm-hmm.
That would be a Nada yoga practice. But, one really cool way of doing Om, which we're talking about, why not do it today, is you can do Om out loud, and then you start turning the volume down, and you do like a whispering Om, and then you keep saying it mentally, and really feeling it, because it is a vibration that is way more subtle than just a sound. And if you really pay attention to your 7th chakra, to Sahasrara chakra, and you really listen there's always a subtle pressure, a subtle vibration, and there's this sound that has many, many different layers. So some yogis go to, caves and go on retreats and spend years of their life just unraveling the layers of the inner sound.
Wow.
So yeah, that was a little bit of a sidetrack. That's where that got me. Yeah, let's get started. So take a moment to find a sitting position that works for you. If you have a cushion, I don't know if you guys want to go get a cushion, we're good. Cushions are nice. If your hips are a little bit higher than your feet, then you're usually going to be more comfortable. If you have a yoga mat, you can roll it up and sit on it. And put your hips on it. So however works for you. close your eyes and gradually start to notice how your body feels at this position and let it become more balanced. Make adjustments. Make your back straight and long. Imagine somebody's pulling you up from the back of your head with an imaginary string. Your chin is a little bit tucked in. Your shoulders are loose and they're not rounded forwards. Your chest is a little bit open with relaxed shoulders. And we're going to start with a short Om practice. Om is a vibration that changes the way our mind works. It's calming and it's centering. It's just a tool. It's a sound. It's a really profound tool. Start by bringing your awareness to the point between your eyebrows. Touch that point with your awareness. If possible, try to imagine or visualize a point of light there, like a bright star. And keep your awareness in that point as we do the sound Om a few times. As I said, we're going to do a few times out loud. And then I'm going to give you a cue and we're going to start to make it in a really soft whispering voice. And then we're going to quiet our physical voice and continue hearing our mental voice that says the Om. So we're going to do it together a few times out loud. Prepare yourself to start Om. Take a deep in breath. Whispering voice. Continue to do slow, deep breaths. And each time you breathe out, listen to your mind's voice that continues the Om. Let it resonate through your body, emanating from the eyebrow center. And now stop intentionally repeating the Om mentally. Let the mind rest. And just notice. Notice how your body feels. Notice the vibrations that remain in your body. Notice the state of your mind. Now start to get ready for the asana practice, the physical practice. When you're ready, slowly, without rushing it, you can start to move your body a little bit and open your eyes. Okay. Like that.
At home, when we were just thinking it, took me right to the edge of the fugue state. And I was starting to go in, and I pulled myself out, and I'm like, oh, maybe let's just observe this. And so I just tried to observe it, and I felt like I was kind of teetering on the edge of a kind of fugue-ish state. Cool. It was the vibrations of the sound seemed to wake up the energy in the body.
Yeah, there's studies that people's brainwaves change really quickly when you start doing them, even if they've never done any kind of meditation practice. They go into like a clear-headed, calm, relaxed state.
I guess that's what I call the fugue state.
All right, let's go to cat pose.
How excited I am about this.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so hands and knees are forming a rectangle. Hands and knees as wide as your hips and your shoulders. Start with the neutral position. Your head is in line with your back. And cat pose is a really easy pose to just stretch your back and stimulate your digestion a little bit. So inhaling, you're going to lift your tailbone and your head, sinking your navel towards the ground. Exhale, bringing your chin towards your chest, bringing your tailbone downwards, and contracting your abdomen in. Inhaling up, and exhaling. Inhaling, stretching your abdomen and your chest. Exhaling, stretching your back, separate your shoulder blades intentionally. Inhale up. And exhale. Deep inhale. Feel your abdomen stretching, your back contracting. Exhale, tuck your abdomen in. 2 more times. Breathing through the nose if possible. And now we're going to do a few rounds of tiger pose. For tiger, bring your knees together. And you guys are going to have to move towards the front of your mat because you're going to be stretching your leg back a little bit. So for this one, it's just like cat pose, but lifting one leg at a time. So we're going to start by stretching the right leg all the way back, like somebody's pulling it. Your head is neutral. And then bend your knee, lift your head as if you want to bring your heel toward your head. Straighten the leg, and then swing the leg forward, bringing your knee towards your head. Inhaling, stretch, and lift up. Exhale, forward. And continue doing this, and there's a tricky piece to this one, which is, even though you're lifting your leg, imagine that you're balancing a tray on your lower back, so you're not tilting your hips sideways when your leg is coming up.
That's a good point.
One more time. Inhaling, big tail Big tiger tail. Exhaling forward. And switching to the other side. If you need to take a break at any time, if your wrists are uncomfortable, you can use your fists. So inhaling, stretching back and lifting your leg. Exhaling forward. Inhale. Number 2. Exhale. Now 3 more times in your own, with the rhythm of your own deep breath. Notice how you're relating to these postures. Notice those thoughts of, I like this, I don't like this. I wish this could end. Just try to be as present as you can.
How do you read my mind like that?
And now we're actually going to rest in child's pose. So separate your knees about hip width apart or even a little bit wider. And bring your hips back towards your heels. And you can either rest your forehead on the ground. If your forehead doesn't reach the ground easily, the trick is you can put one fist on top of the other one. And put your forehead on your fists. And simply let go in this position. As much as you can, let your body sink into the ground, relaxing your shoulders, your hips, your neck. Notice how your breath is a little bit quick, your heart is a little bit quick. And now coming back to cat pose, back on our knees and our hands. And we're gonna walk forward and come down to our bellies. We're gonna do serpent pose. Serpent pose is a really good posture for people like me who tend to hunch their back a lot. It really strengthens the upper back muscles, gives them the strength that you need to hold up a good posture. So for this one, you're going to come on your chin, your hands, with your fingers locked behind your back, and your legs together, touching your toes. If you want to bring your heels together, you can do that too. And your palms are facing each other, if possible. If it's uncomfortable, you can just hold your hands in whichever way works for you. And what we're going to do is we're going to lift our body off the ground, the upper body, just a little bit with our breath to serpent pose. So inhaling, lift your chest off the ground. And if you can stretch your arms back and exhale coming down. That serpent pose, it's a short movement and it's pretty challenging for how little we move. So take it easy, pace yourself. Inhaling up. Exhale. Inhaling. Exhale. We're going to do that 4 more times and following your own breath. Feel your back as you go up and down. Notice how you're activating all the way from your hips to your head. Inhaling, going up. Exhaling, going down. And when you're done, one last time, we're going to rest in child's pose. So coming up to cat, and from there back to having our whole body folded together in child's pose. And again, notice how you're feeling. Notice what's going on in your back, in your chest, in your arms, in your breath, and in your heart rate. Now keeping your eyes or keeping your head down, don't move yet. Make a plan of how you're going to transition from child pose to standing pose. Imagine all the movements you're going to do, all the intermediate positions that you're going to have to go through. Maybe the pauses you're going to have to take so you don't get dizzy when you get up. And once you have a plan in your head, put your plan to action and see if it looks how you imagined it.
I hated that last one.
Serpent?
Yeah, so it was really effective.
It's a tough one.
But it hurts my ribs.
Your ribs?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not an easy one, but I used to have really terrible posture, and then I was doing this practice most days. My posture got fantastic, and I've gotten lazy the last couple of years, and now my posture's kind of...
Slumping again. I'm going to have to keep trying that because I have a lot of issues.
Yeah, there's a bunch of things you need to work on. A really common one is you actually need most people need to strengthen their abdomen.
Yes.
Because what happens is there's more strength in the lower back and more contraction in the lower back than in the front. So you need to balance those two out.
Yeah.
So you're not having what they call lordosis, which is pronounced lower back.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to do three postures that we did the first class and I think the fourth class, which is this really simple combination of practices. They're cool because you don't need a yoga mat. Take 5 minutes to do, and they're working on your back, which, your back is kind of that from which everything else is hanging.
Mm-hmm.
So if you take care of your back, a lot of your body will take care of itself. We're going to start with your feet a few inches apart. I'm going to say 5 or 6 inches. And before we actually move into palm pose, which is the one that's coming up, we're going to fix our gaze on the ground in front of us, or if you prefer at the horizon level, and look for something that you can use your gaze to anchor yourself on, because this is a balancing pose that we're about to do. And as you do that, notice how just standing up, there's a lot that's happening. There's all these micro movements, adjustments that are happening in the feet and the legs. And if you pay attention to your center of gravity, somewhere below the navel and inside, it's actually not still. There's these minute sways as your body adjusts to be in a standing posture. Now block your fingers together, turn your palms downward, make sure your back is straight, your head is straight, and we're going to come onto our toes and swing our arms upward, extending our spine. That's what palm pose is about. So getting ready for it, take a deep in-breath, come onto your toes as you swing your arms forward. Keep your gaze focused somewhere so it'll help with balance. Exhale, coming back down. Try to bring your hands and your heels down at the same time. Inhaling, coming up. Lengthen your spine. Bring your arms backward a little bit, open your chest, exhale downward. Deep inhale. Feel your spine coming a fraction of an inch longer. And exhale. Remember to breathe through your nose if possible. Inhale, remember to breathe from your abdomen. And then all the way up to your chest. Let's do that 4 more times. You can do these in your own rhythm with a slow, deep breath, really feeling into your body. And if you feel that your balance is really solid, which for most people is not the case, you can try this with your eyes closed. It's 3 times as hard.
You're not joking.
comfortable position with your arms to your side and your eyes closed. And pause and notice how you're feeling. That's palm pose. That's the first of 3 simple postures that you can do. Standing up by your bed when you get up in the morning. I'm going to open the window a little bit.
Super warm. Yes.
Next one is swaying palm pose. This one we start with the wide stance. And yeah, that'll work. The key with this one, like with any side bends that we do, is to keep everything in a single plane. Don't let your hips pop out. Don't let your hips go forward. Don't let your hips or your shoulders turn. Just keep everything in one single plane. Lock your fingers and bring your knuckles to your head, palms to the sky. Again, feel into your body. Make sure your hips are right above your feet, not forward or backward. Your shoulders are in line and your head is in line. And we're going to start this one to the left. So take a deep in breath, keep your heels on the ground this time and only stretch your arms up. And exhale and gently lean towards the left, only as far as the body wants to go. Inhaling up, exhaling to the right. Inhale, exhale left, take it easy, little by little. Inhale, exhale to the right. So that's 2 rounds. Keep going until you complete 7. So 5 rounds to each side. Inhaling center, exhaling side. And notice how the stretch probably feels different on both sides. Most people have some mild form of scoliosis, which is an S shape in their spine, which is why we have more flexibility to one side and the other in different parts of our spine. Still inhaling up, exhaling into the stretch. Also notice how the sides of your abdomen feel as you're contracting and stretching to each side. So since we started left, when you do your last one to the right, you can finish there. Come back to a comfortable standing position. Close your eyes and check in with how your body is feeling. Okay, so that was important. A lot of people, even if they work out or they go to the gym and they do sports, we don't tend to do that much sideways, and our ribs become really stuck. You know, the joint between your ribs and your back, it tends to become just really rigid there. And also what we're doing, like I said, is we're actually pumping on each side of the digestive system. So it's really good to pump oxygenated blood to all the organs, massage the colon and the small intestine so that it flushes everything. It's just like overall abdominal health. And actually the next one too is really good for the abdomen. So for this one again, wide stance. We've done this one before. This is the waist turn portion. And you need space for this one, so maybe if you go forward or, yeah, so you're gonna need space to your sides for this one.
Okay.
Your knees are slightly bent and they're gonna be slightly bent the whole time. One of the hardest things to really get on this one at the beginning is to keep your hips in position. I'm just gonna do it once. When you turn, your shoulders turn, but your hips don't turn. If you look at my hips right here, my hips are just where they started. They're not here. The reason we do that is because if we start doing it quick and we're turning our hips and we're not really paying attention, we can tweak our knees. So our knees are slightly bent, our hips stay right there, and we move from here up. We're also going to start to the left. So take a deep in-breath, arms to the side, and exhale, turn towards your left, wrap your arms, turn your head, inhale center, open, exhale, turn right, wrap your arms, turn your head, inhale center, exhale left, 2, inhale, exhale right, 2. Keep going that way until you do 7 total. And the arm that goes behind your back, you can use it as a lever. You can wrap it behind your back and help the body go a little bit deeper in the twist. And as you do this, feel your spine, feel the vertebrae as they rotate. And feel your abdominal organs as you squeeze them and massage them. It's one of the reasons why you don't eat right before yoga. And same as last time, since we started left, once you do one more to the right, we can call it good. And stand comfortably with your eyes closed. And we just did 3 really simple but really helpful postures. Palm stretching upward, swaying palm, sideways stretch, and waist turn, which is torsion of the back. Notice how your back feels. Notice how your digestive organs feel. And I think I said this once, but I'm going to say this again. Those 3 postures, there's this practice that is a really ancient practice that's used to flush your digestive system. Have I brought this up?
Yeah, you talked about that. And it works.
Yeah, you tried it?
Immediately.
All right. So this is an advanced practice, but I'm gonna mention it. These 3 practices that we just did, plus 2 more that I'm just gonna show them to you so for reference. There's we have done the cobra, but I'm gonna do the turning cobra, which is like this. You do that, and then you do this turning squat. Oh. And you're really pushing your thigh into your abdomen. Mm-hmm. The whole practice which you do is you drink 2 glasses of lukewarm water with salt, and you do those 5 postures, and then you do it again, and then you do it again, and then you go to the bathroom for the next couple hours.
Just say salt water. Okay.
And there's some simpler versions. Actually, one that you all can do that's really, really easy. In the morning before you eat anything, take 2 glasses of lukewarm water, and right after that, just do the 3 postures that we did. You know, palm pose, swing palm pose, and return from the waist. And do 7 or 8 rounds of each one of those. It's really good for chronic constipation, and it's a gentle way. It's not like flashing all this water and exploding in the bathroom. Right. This one's gentle. Cool. Let's do a couple more postures. We're going to sit down for the next 2. And we're going to time. Okay. Let's do one last posture because I want to leave time for a long relaxation practice. So legs stretch forward. Bring your left knee towards your chest and open your hip. Bring the sole of your foot towards your thigh. And for this posture, you can bend your right knee as much as you want. You know, if you are going to be reaching your foot, if possible, you can also grab your calf. But if you need to do this to reach your foot, that's okay. I mean, if you can leave it straight, then you can do that too. And this one, what we're going to do is keep your toes pointing toward the sky. Make sure you start with your back straight. And just slide your hands towards your toes. Grab with both hands and let your head drop And don't force it, don't fight it. Make it gentle. It's better to stretch longer and softer than go for a super extreme stretch. Breathe in, straight lengthening your spine. Breathe out, relaxing into the posture, relaxing your hip, relaxing your back, relaxing your hamstring. Now we're going to do a little bit of that variation. Bring your left hand to the arc of your foot, right hand to the top. And in that same posture, try to rotate your body just a little bit as if you're trying to look underneath your right arm. That just creates a little bit of a spiral in the body. Keep moving slowly. Don't force it. If you're like grunting and struggling, you're doing it too hard. Come back up. Left knee up and forward. And actually, let's take a pause there. Hands behind the back. Your back straight, your eyes closed. And it often is really revealing to notice how you feel when you've only done one side of the body. Because then you can really have a sense of what just happened. So notice what's going on in the back of your right leg, and your hip, and your calf, and your lower back. And let's go to the other side. Right knee up, open. Start with your toes pointing upward and your back straight, your hands on your thigh. Take a deep in-breath. And exhale, slide forward and bend your knee as much as you need. Right hand goes towards your big toe. Left hand goes towards the other toes. Relax your neck, let your head just drop. And again, try to find a stretch that is deep but gentle at the same time. Trying to be kind with ourselves here. Notice how you take a deep in-breath and your back stretches a little bit more. And how you exhale and you can sink a fraction of an inch deeper into the posture. Now bring your right hand towards your arc of your foot and turn a little bit towards your left as if you want to look underneath your left arm. Come back up. Both knees up and straight. Hands behind your back straight, your eyes closed. And notice what your body is saying after those stretches. Okay. So sit comfortable for a couple minutes. There's one thing some instruction I want to give before we go to the next part. I think probably every class while you guys are doing postures, I say breathe through your abdomen, right? And there's a reason why we do that. If you ask an adult to take a deep breath, most people are going to do something like this. They're really going to fill up their chest. I think for a few reasons. One, because our culture says that bellies are ugly. Then we learn when we're teenagers, we learn to tuck our abdomens in. And those muscles just become really tight. And also just because from mental tension, the more mental tension we have, the more physical tension we have back here, that this part of our breath just becomes frozen. The more you practice abdominal breath, in the yoga class, but then you can do it while you're driving and while you're walking, and the more you make it a habit, the more your body, there will be a point when you realize like, oh, my body's just breathing in my abdomen right now, and I hadn't even realized. It can become a habit. And it sounds exaggerated, but it can change your life in many ways. If you think about abdominal breathing, what happens is we have the diaphragm is this muscle. It's kind of like this sheath that separates our chest from our abdomen. And when it's relaxed, it's actually cupped up towards the heart. And abdominal breathing, or diaphragm breathing, what happens is we tense this muscle, and it pushes all the abdominal organs out and allows space in the bottom of the lungs. And by just relaxing it, air is going to come out, and then we contract our core inward and push out the rest of the air. So we're doing this like from the top and from the front, this massage again to the digestive organs. And you know, if our digestion is strong, then again, so much other things are going to take care of themselves. So that's one piece. The other piece is abdominal breath, just by its nature, tends to be a little bit slower and gentler. And if you've paid any attention to your breath and your mental and emotional states, they're always tied. You know, if you're agitated, if you're angry, if you're anxious, if you're depressed, if you're, you know, whatever the state is, your breath is going to change depending on how you're feeling. So if you retrain your body to just breathe a little bit slower, your mind is going to be a little bit more calm and more spacious. So it's a pretty big deal. What we're going to do right now is we're going to do a short abdominal breathing practice followed by Yoga Nidra. In Yoga Nidra, most people call it a relaxation, but it's way more than a relaxation. It's meant to keep you in that state between wakefulness and asleep. You're going to notice it. You already did it once, I think. You keep kind of coming back, you drift away, you keep coming back, you drift away. And there's just, you know, this kind of work that we do here at Innate Path, it has all to do with the subconscious, that stuff that's kind of out of our awareness. Yoga Nidra is all about that, and it's a really good compliment because it really can pull stuff up from those deeper layers. So with that, let's go for it. Lay down on your backs with your heads this way. The body can get a little bit cold during Yoga Nidra, so if you have an extra layer that you want to throw on, or even a blanket, you don't have to lie down on your back. You can do it sitting down on the chair if that's comfortable for you. Either way, take a moment to feel your body and play with the position until you find something that works for you right now. You know, you might want to play with adjusting where you're putting your arms and how you're aligning your head. Maybe adjusting your layers. If you want to use a cushion, you can use that. And once you start to settle in the position, close your eyes and put your left hand on the kind of the left side of your chest so that your elbow is touching the ground and you don't have to do any effort in your arm, but so that your fingers are on your chest. And take your right hand and do the same thing to the right side of your abdomen. So you have one hand on the side of your chest and one on the side of your abdomen. Relax your shoulders as much as you can and your arms as much as you can. And with your hands in that position, start to notice how you're breathing. And of course, once you start to notice your breathing, it's very common that you start to control it. If that's the case, then that's just what's going on. But as much as possible, let the body breathe on its own and simply be a witness. And as you witness your breath, notice where the movement is happening. Is there a little bit of movement happening spontaneously in the chest? Is there a little bit spontaneously happening in the abdomen? Maybe both. And now really feel into your abdomen and slowly start to make your breath deeper and slower. And try to keep it isolated in the abdominal area. So the hand that's on your chest, it should feel completely still through this practice. And you're going to start to feel how your right hand on your abdomen is going to lift up and to the side a little bit as your abdomen inflates as you inhale. And then it's going to come back down as you exhale. This is a really simple practice with potentially profound repercussions if you make it part of your life. And it's easier to do it laying down, and it's easier to do it if you're actually feeling the movement with your hands. But if you want to, you can just put the hands to the side. Now as you're breathing abdominally, mentally start to count the time that it takes for you to breathe in, and mentally count the time that it takes for you to breathe out. Find a rhythm that is really long, slow, and deep, but not so long that you're tensing up, that you feel like you're running out of breath or your muscles are getting tight. So find a balance, really deep, but comfortable. And once you find to start that rhythm that works for you, make the length of the inhalation the same as the exhalation. So for example, you're inhaling and you're counting 1, 2, 3, 4, and you're exhaling and you're doing the same count. And it can be longer or shorter, whatever works for you. And as you get deeper into the practice, if you find that you can add a number to the inhalation and the exhalation without feeling like you're running out of air, then go ahead and make it just a little bit longer. And all the while you're feeling, notice the sensations that are related to this form of breathing. See if you can have a sense of how your diaphragm is becoming tense and pulling your abdominal organs out as you inhale. See if you can feel it relax, allowing the belly to drop, and then push how you contract your core inward to push the last little bit of air out. Now do that one last time and come back to natural breathing. You can let your hands to the side or you can put them wherever you want. Relax your arms, relax your breath, and notice how you feel after a couple of minutes of intentional abdominal breathing. So this is the end of abdominal breathing. You can put your hands to the side and get ready for the practice of Yoga Nidra. If you want to readjust your posture, if you need to take a break and go grab a cushion, if you need to lay down on your side, whatever you need to do. And abdominal breathing is a really good segue into Yoga Nidra, so I'm just going to dive straight into it. Become aware of your whole body. Feel the weight of your body. Feel the weight of your arms and how they're touching the ground. The weight of your head and how it's supported by the ground. Feel the weight of your torso and contact with the ground. The weight of your legs in contact with the ground. The whole body. The whole body. And now I'm going to guide you to feel every part of your body. I'm going to mention every part of the body a little bit quickly. After I mention each part of the body, repeat that part, the name of that part in your mind. And that'll help you stay present with the practice. We're going to start with the right side of the body. As much as possible, don't move your body at the body parts that I'm mentioning. Simply try to touch them with your awareness. Be aware of your right hand. Feel the right thumb, index finger, middle finger, ring finger, small finger of the right hand, palm, back of the hand, wrist, forearm, elbow, upper arm, right shoulder, armpit, right side of the rib cage, waist, hip, right thigh, knee, calf, shin, right ankle, foot, top of the foot, heel, bottom of the foot, toes. See if you can individually feel your big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth, and fifth toe. Now feel the whole right side of the body and notice if it feels any different from the left after you simply felt it. Now going on to the left side, feel the left hand. Thumb of the left hand, index, middle finger, ring finger, small finger, palm of the left hand, back of the hand, wrist, forearm, elbow, upper arm, shoulder, armpit, left side of the rib cage, waist, hip, left thigh, knee, calf, shin, left ankle, foot, top of the foot, heel, bottom of the foot, toes. Feel the big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth, and fifth toe. Now feel the left side of the body and notice if it feels more balanced compared to the right after you touched both with your awareness. Now continuing on along the back side of the body. Feel your right buttock, left buttock, tailbone, back of the pelvis, lower back, mid back, upper back, right shoulder blade, left shoulder blade, back of the neck, the whole back, back side of the head, top of the head. Now continuing the front side of the body, feel the forehead, right temple, left temple, right eyebrow, left eyebrow, eyebrow center, right eye, left eye, nose, right nostril, left nostril, right cheek, left cheek, right ear, left ear, mouth. Feel the upper lip, lower lip, jaw, throat, right collarbone, left collarbone, right side of the chest, left side of the chest, upper abdomen, lower abdomen, front of the pelvis, genitals. Now feel your both legs at the same time, both arms, your whole torso, your neck, your head, the whole right side of the body, left side of the body, the whole body. Feel the whole body. The whole body. Notice how the body is breathing by itself. Spontaneous breath. Feel the breath moving spontaneously through your nostrils. And as you feel the air moving through your nostrils, you're going to start counting your breaths. You're going to start at 15, and you're going to count it downwards. And you're going to repeat each number mentally twice, once as you inhale, and once as you exhale. For example, as you're inhaling in your mind, you'll say 15, exhaling 15, inhaling 14, exhaling 14, and like that. Start counting your breaths mentally, starting right now. Try to be aware of each in-breath and each out-breath. If your mind drifts away, bring it back to the breath. If you fall asleep or if you lose track, start again at 15. Continue feeling each breath, continue hearing your minds, counting the breaths. And now, regardless of what number you're at, drop the count and take a moment to think about a personal affirmation. This should be a really short phrase about something that you want to achieve. And ideally, it's in present continuous or with an ending ing. For example, I am finding serenity in my life. Take a moment to reflect on any such affirmation that makes sense for you. And when you can think of one, say it to yourself mentally at least 3 times. Now begin to feel your whole body again. Feel your body in whatever position it's in. Feel the body held up by the ground or by a chair. And keeping your eyes closed, try to imagine where you are as if you're looking around and you're seeing all the details of the place that you're in. Start to hear, listen to the sounds around you. Start to orient your awareness to the present moment in whatever space you're in. Remember the approximate time of day. And get ready to end the practice of Yoga Nidra. Keeping your eyes closed, start to move your body slowly. You can open and close your hands, move your head from side to side, move your toes. Stretch in position, however your body needs to stretch. And take your time, whenever it feels right, whenever you feel ready, slowly open your eyes and come back into a sitting position.
That position has the danger of sleep.
Nidra means sleep.
Is it? Because I felt that
It's,
drifty.
you know, some people fall asleep most times, some people are kind of drifting, some people don't fall asleep. But for a lot of people, that's the experience. You have micro sleeps.
Yeah, that's
The whole
what
way
I was
through.
feeling.
But the interesting thing is, there's this people who did a study in India where they connected people to brain scans while doing Yoga Nidra.
Mm-hmm.
And even when they could tell from the brain waves that they were fully asleep, they could also tell that their verbal brain was fully engaged and it was like listening to the instructions.
Really? Wow.
And it's sometimes it's a rare thing for me, but I've been doing this practice for many, many years. And occasionally I've been able to be completely asleep and completely aware. It's a really bizarre state
Wow.
where I can hear the teacher. It feels like a million miles away,
Mm-hmm.
but I can hear the teacher and I know that I'm completely asleep. It's a
Wow.
really, really cool experience.
It would be cool if you could take that and then you could learn how to guide your dreams.
Yeah, it definitely has a connection to that aspect of lucid dreaming. Totally.
You know, I want to be able to one time just see what it feels like to fly like Superman. And think if I could lucid dream, I might be able to do that.
Well, we're kind of out of time, but I'd love to have that conversation next time because
Yeah.
I've explored that a lot.
Yeah.
Thanks to all you folks who showed up. This is it for today. I think we have one or two more to go. So
Awesome.
see you next time.
Excellent, guys. Thank you so much. For more information, check out innatepath.com or .org and go to my website, timothylocklear.com, for an archive of old podcasts, veteransfinancialrights.org. Thank you so much.